Hi everyone. I was talking again with an old friend this morning, actually a friend of 20 years, who was talking about losing his father last year. And his mother was caretaking for his father. And he was saying that one of the things she was really struggling with was, he wasn't getting better. She was trying to take care of him and to nurse him, and just to not have him recovering was causing her a great deal of struggle inside. She was feeling guilty about it, feeling some shame about it. And he said that she had this long conversation with hospice care. And the hospice nurse told her, she said, this is a natural process. Your husband is in the right space. He is in a healthy space, in a way, in the sense that this is the way life is. And this is what the end of life looks like. He's not going to get better. You have to accept that he is better. He is the way he's going to be. And through that conversation, she was able to let go of this sense of responsibility or need to fix things, to make things normal, to return to a status quo that she remembered. And he was telling me that after she kind of made peace with that the richness of their relationship returned again, and that her relaxed, full character came back to her again, that there was, her depth came back, her relaxation, her relaxed self returned. And putting that in combination with what I was talking about last week with my other friend, after her stroke, was talking about the struggle that she went through in acceptance. It's making me really think about this idea of refuge in the divine, this idea of taking refuge, finding a way to accept the way that things are, and to know that means you can express in the way that you're accustomed to expressing yourself. When you're worried about, when you're in a state of giving, when you're in a state of manifesting who you are and what you are, that's a very different experience than trying to get a certain feedback or a certain stability from the outside in. And I'm growing in understanding that and feeling hopeful about that, to know who I am and what it is that I manifest. Very much the same as my friend who was telling me, that she had always been pretty, and she'd always been smart, and she'd always been in control, and she had always been somewhat athletic. And to hear her say, even with her aging, broken, body that was disabled from the stroke, for her to say to me that I realize I am still pretty, I am still witty and smart, I am still the self that I have always been, that it's this body that has changed, and I can be the same as I've been, and I can manifest through a broken body. And I think that that's a very rich point of spiritual life. It's not the important point necessarily, the spirit is the important part in that sense, but it is important in the sense that it gives it a value and a point that is broader and wider, perhaps, than what we often focus on in spiritual life. There is a beautiful thing called you, and that beautiful thing called you will always be there and will manifest through whatever condition your body may or may not be in. If something tragic happens to you and you're in the hospital, or whether you become very ill or very old, or just anything that comes along, to have spent quiet time, personal time, knowing what it is in you that expresses and manifests, that there's a resilient strength in that, a resilient knowing that all will be well.